welcome to the APMA podcast. Now, people watching will notice straight away that I'm on my own. Audio listeners, you just found that out. I can tell you're disappointed. But some people like the solo pods that I did a couple of before. Unfortunately, well, kind of a mixed bag. One, the work on the house is pretty much finished. On the other hand, the scaffolding was meant to come down today, be removed. It hasn't been. I'm filming this late on a Wednesday night. This is a late night session. So you're going to be probably witnessing and listening to a very tired Lozzie. And I did talk about myself in the third person. Probably won't be the last time I do that in this podcast. But I'm tired, but I wanted to get a podcast done because I know if I don't do it tonight, I'll wait until tomorrow to go live at 11 o'clock on the Thursdays like we usually do. And as soon as I go live, I will hear power tools going off. I'll hear like scaffolding poles just being thrown on the floor. Because, look, one thing I will say about the tradies, I know there's probably going to be a fight amongst other people. If you are listening and are in the trades, you're probably going to say, oh, scaffolding ain't really a trade, is it? They're only scaffolders because they couldn't do a trade. Banter, 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 do you know what I mean? But anyway, look, they work hard. Well, they look like they work hard. But they ain't the quietest of people. And I don't think you can be quiet when you're doing a trade. It's just not possible, I don't think. So I thought best to get that out of the way and just do a podcast solo, and just at least so there's one out there, right? So it is quite late on a Wednesday night right now. I'm filming this, and I normally plan the podcast on the Tuesday evening or the Wednesday before the Thursday morning when we go live normally. So when I say there's not a lot of planning gone into this one, I really mean it. So this is going to be a bit of a special one. And when I say special, I probably mean like not that special. But in a way, is that not special? That not special? I don't know. Tell you what we'll do. We'll kick it off with a good old, completely now defunct and pointless plug. And that is to say that there is APMA merch still available if you do want to get it. I'll put it on screen now for everyone who's watching this. But yeah, you can get your APMA merch. I mean, like I said, it's a bit defunct now because Halloween has passed. Halloween was yesterday, and today is the 1st. When this goes out, it'll be the 2nd. But if you do fancy like getting yourself either a marginally late Halloween t-shirt or a massively early Halloween t-shirt for next year, there are still some available. I think the extra large and the extra extra large are like the ones that are the lowest stock at the moment. We've got a lot of smalls. I think we've got like 6 or 7 smalls. I think we sold about 7. Yeah, let's say 7 at the top there. Sold 7. So thank you to everyone who's bought one. I've been posting these myself. Some of them I have had to post because eBay just don't understand where people live, which is fine, even though I searched the address on Google Maps and it is fucking there. But we move. But yeah, they're on there. £16.50, the Halloween t-shirts. That's a cool design. It's like a ghost on the back. It does say you can't see me, but it's nothing to do with John Cena. I really hope that isn't like trademarked, because if it is, we may be fucked. But it's a ghost, so it's nothing to do with John Cena. And it's also got the APMA logo on the front as well. That was the original APMA logo, not the current APMA logo when these were first made. But I will stress, these will never be printed again. So if you want a slightly collector's item, there you go, £16.50. Anyway, defunct plug over. What we're doing today's episode, well, I'll tell you. Just calm down. We're going to be playing, and I say we, I mean me. You're going to listen and watch me play it. Would you push the button or not? I don't know if that's actually the name of the game. I really feel that's not the name of the game. It's not that catchy, is it? Will you press the button? That's better. That's what it is. Will you press the button? So, we've done, I think we've done 2 or 3 of these episodes now. The last one we did was a long time ago. I know that. And that was a live stream one. We definitely have done a live stream version playing this game. It does seem to throw up some scenarios that are a bit spicy, controversial sometimes. It's interesting to see how many people pick the opposite of what we all decide. Now, obviously, today, you'll be getting a good insight into how my brain works, because my input is the only input that's going to be given today. So, if I make a decision and you don't agree with it, and a lot of people don't agree with it, we know, or I will know, that I might have fucked up. But most of the time, I'll stick to what I've chosen. I back myself 110%. You got to overcompensate when you're backing yourself. You can't just say 100%. It's got to be 110%, because otherwise you just look like a pussy, you know? And my ego's that fragile that I can't be doing that. Really can't. Anyway, look, I'll put it on the screen. Well, let's have a look here. What's the first one? Let's put that full screen and zoom in a bit so it actually looks pretty presentable so people can read it. There we go. Live your life as your favourite video game character, but played by someone who's terrible at the game. That is... I'm trying to even think who's my favourite video game character. I play a lot of RPGs, so you kind of make your own character. I know. It's a bit difficult, that one. But let's say, like, for example, they're not my favourite game character, but Tomb Raider is the one that comes to mind for me, because I only really played Tomb Raider as a kid. I haven't played Tomb Raider in a long while. I think I played, like, the reboot probably about, 6-7 years ago. But before that, it was like, the triangle tits, fucking low polygon. Those were the games, And I'm just thinking back to, I'm probably said it quite a lot of times on the pod. If not, I've definitely said it a lot. Whether to anyone before, I don't know. Maybe there weren't anyone listening. Maybe I was talking to myself. I've gone mental. But I used to play, I think it was Tomb Raider 2. You could, I say you could, as if like it was a design choice in the game and it was like a critical part of the structure of the game. It really wasn't. I couldn't really figure out how to get past the training level, which was, as far as I'm aware, it was like the mansion that Lara Croft lived in. And I remember there was a obstacle course, like outside gardens were like an obstacle course as well. But the thing that I remember the most is locking the old bastard butler in the freezer. He'd be walking around with his tray, This is all like, I might see if I can find an image to put on the screen here, as I'll be editing this a little bit more than the live stream ones, because I'm recording it rather than live streaming it. But yeah, I'll try and find a picture of him, because it's just so funny. Just so, like, literally would walk around with this tray with some crockery on it, and you just hear, like, every now and again, and then some crockery, like, just move about, sell itself. Quality. And then just locking him in the freezer. You press a button on the wall, door opens. He follows you around, by the way. So that's probably quite important, because otherwise it makes it sound like it's really quite an achievement to just get there at the right time, open the door, him to walk in inexplicably, and then close the door on him. But he follows you around. And he's following you around with this tray with crockery on it. And he's... And you go into the freezer, quickly do like a barrel roll out, press the button, knobhead's logged in there. It's quality. And he's like, he's trying to walk through the door, but he can't, because there's a door there. You know what I mean? but you can just see like the tray with the crockery on it clipping through the door. It's quality. It is quality. I might see if I can download the sound for it as well, just because the sound of it is great. And this is not what the question was really about, but this is what you get with these podcasts, which is just complete. You know that podcast idea, the script or the theme of the podcast we were going to stick to? Fuck that off within the first 10 minutes. We'll go in somewhere else. But yeah, this one, live your life as your favourite video game character but played by someone who's terrible at the game. I feel like I would very much fall into the category of played by someone who's terrible at the game. I feel like every single game character I'm thinking of, I wouldn't want to be for the fact that I am terrible at most of the games that I can think of. Like Crash Bandicoot, awful. Fucking awful. I just can't play platformers. I can't do it. I haven't got the patience for them. I don't like them. Rayman, when I was a kid, I nearly... there were several TVs that I nearly broke because of that game. And there were other games to play, but Rayman was quite a popular one. So it was like taking your turns. Oh, if you die, I'll get the next game. Fuck off, mate. I just got absolutely rinsed by this shitty fucking AI on this game, right? I'm not having it. I'm not having it. Let me have another go. I got about 4 steps in and I died. Don't be like that. At least let me go for about fucking 2 minutes. And then, if I die, you can take over. Go for the next checkpoint. But yeah, I don't think I'll be able to do it just because I don't really think it's... I mean, first question's pretty shit, really, isn't it? If we're really getting down to it, if we're going hard in the paint, we're saying this is a shit question. Live your life as your favourite video game character, but played by someone who's terrible at the game. I wouldn't press the button, personally. I don't know about you guys listening and watching to this, but I wouldn't. Does anyone care? No. I can't press... There you go. I will not. 71% of the people did not press the button. That's fair. I feel that's respectable. That is definitely, in my mind, vindicated my decision not to press the button. Vindicated. Such a good word. That is a good word, to be fair. Like, that's banging. That's up there. Especially coming from someone who can't fucking read. Oh dear, this is probably going to be a good one. Right, you're a virgin for the rest of your life, but you have unlimited amount of warm pizza for the rest of your life. Pizza is good. Let's get that out of the bat straight away. Pizza is good. But being a virgin is not that great. I mean, I can only imagine, because... you know what I mean? Just women getting moist around me. That sounds awful, and I've just completely solidified myself as a virgin for life. Even though I'm not. I've gone back. I've had that status placed back on me. Quality. You're a virgin for the rest of your life. But you get... And it's important it says warm pizza. Warm pizza. Although I do rate cold pizza myself, so that part of it I don't really give a fuck about. Nah, I don't think I could do it, you know. The social pressures of being a virgin. That do me in. That do me in. But there is a sort of... what's the word? I was going to say purity, but that just sounds just racist. It sounds awful. It just doesn't sound good. Some sort of maybe honour in just staying a virgin for the rest of your life. Like, I'll rate it. If you can do that, I'll rate it. If you're genuinely not interested in ever changing your status from virgin, I'll rate it. Plus, you get loads of fucking pizza. So, the possibilities out though, you have an unlimited amount of warm pizza for the rest of your life. You could sell that pizza at like dirt cheap as well, undercut, because you're getting it for free. Depends what quality pizza is it as well. Is it like, you know, not to put them through the mud, but is it like Pizza Hut? Is it Domino's? Is it, you know, somewhere in between, like Papa John's? And I'm gonna put this out here again. not part of the question. That's what we do on this podcast. That's what I do. Ignore the theme. That is an important pillar of making and contributing towards an APMA podcast. Ignore the theme. Go where the fuck you want. Papa John's. Now, pizza is alright. I'm like, it's not like brilliant, but it's not awful. The sauces. Papa John's. On the whole, the sauces are pretty good. The one thing that lets it down, in my view, and this is probably going to be controversial because there are several people that I know that swear blind this is the best fucking garlic sauce. But that fucking garlic sauce they send with Papa John's is like warm smegma. I'm sorry, I can't be dealing with it. It's disgusting. It's like the consistency of melted, congealed butter. I don't even know if those two things make sense. Can you have something that's melted and then congealed in the same? Probably not. But you get the pizza. You're like, sick, there's a garlic sauce. Open it up. Nah, that is disgusting. Like, that is disgusting. It's, first of all, right, firstly, the garlic sauce, let's be honest with you, it looks like custard. It looks like custard. It's not exactly the same consistency, but not too far off. Definitely not too far off. But there are people that I know swear blind that it is the best garlic sauce. It beats the Domino's one. I mean, I'm not even going to fucking talk about Pizza Hut. Pizza Hut's just fucking dead, all right? There goes that brand deal. But Domino's, for me, has a great dip. The garlic and herb dip is a winner. Is a winner. It doesn't look like warm smegma. It tastes nice. And the consistency doesn't make you want to vom. You know? So I'm saying that right here, right now, Papa John's garlic sauce that they provide with the pizzas is fucking awful. Come at me, tell me I'm wrong. It's fine. I understand there are some people that need to be wrong in life. I can't do that when it comes to food, especially. I mean, look at me, man. I've got the experience. I've been in the trenches. I've had those dips. I've been there in a dark place. And I've been in the good days. You know, I remember the good days of the garlic and herb dip at Domino's. I've been there for the bad days of the garlic dip from Papa John's. But yeah, fuck knows really how we got there. But, I mean, I'm the only person steering this ship, so it must have been me. But yeah, what we saying for this one, eh? You're a virgin for the rest of your life. Nah, I can see the positives. There are big positives. One, and it does depend on where the pizza comes from. And it does depend what pizza it is, because there is no specification about it being something you're able to choose. Can you just choose, like, you know, pepperoni one day, want to have a meat feast the other? You know what I mean? If you're just stuck with one pizza, that's awful. That's awful. Especially if they, like, want to be all comedy genius on you and give you, like, a tuna top pizza. Who puts fish on a fucking pizza? Look, nah. Even like people who put anchovies, nah. You are literally in the category below people who put pineapple on pizza, for me. And that is a category you don't want to be in, because it begins with an N and it finishes with once. Anyway, I'm probably not pressing the button on this one, just because I don't want to be a virgin. My ego's fragile. 59% of people did not press that button. Again, vindication for me. Interestingly, 41% did press the button. So pizza is a very high value thing. I rate it. Like I said, there are many factors. What sort of pizza is it? You know, can you have different pizzas? It depends. Next one we have, you can see the future, but only those parts of it you have no power to change. That is an interesting one. That's the best one we've had so far. You can see the future, but only those parts of it you have no power to change. I'm sat here like that sounded cool, but then I thought about it for about 5 seconds, and I'm like, what's the fucking point? Why would you want to see? Why would you want to see something you couldn't possibly change? Philosophical. That. Why would you want to see something you couldn't change? I suppose there are things you'd want to know about that you wouldn't change. Like, something good could happen. Like, you could win the lottery. But then you never enter the lottery. What's going on? Yeah, you can see the future, but only the parts of it you have no power to change. I'm sat here thinking, is there any reason why I press the button? Because if I can't change it, it's going to happen anyway. Might as well be a surprise. I suppose there is things that you probably might, like if I'm going to have a car crash, I'd like to know when and where, just to like, not obviously I can't change it, but at least I'll be in the frame of mind like, oh, fucking hell, this Tuesday's going to be shit. So, yeah, maybe I would press the button. Because I'm just intrigued about what would happen. I'm going to press that button. Yeah, I'm pressing that button. 60% of people press that button. Curiosity. 40% didn't. That's fair. If you don't want to know, you don't want to know. Just, they're the sort of people who would be like in a relationship. I just love it when people are spontaneous. And then you do something spontaneous and they're like, why would you do that? Why? Why have you done this to me? Yeah. I'd just be too intrigued to know what I couldn't change. Which, to be honest, could be a lot of shit. Could be a lot. But yeah, it's probably the best one so far. I mean, it's not as good as I thought it was when I first started reading it, but... Right, you have all future bills, payments, and other expenses paid in full for the rest of your life, but you lose your sense of taste. This one depends on your relationship with food. And I know, people looking at me right now, you probably think you know the answer. You're right. You don't look like me unless you've had a lot of taste sessions. But what we'll say is, if you just eat the same thing, like say you're a gym nut or gym rat, whatever the fucking call them. If you just eat like broccoli and rice with a bit of chicken every day, like 4, maybe 5 times a day, you're just absolutely just shredding the fuck out of your body and putting the same food in your body every single day without fail. I feel like this would be the perfect opportunity for you to press that button. That's what, if that was me and I didn't have that great of, range of stuff I was eating, I'd press that button in a heartbeat. But there's too many things. There's always the change of situation in these ones though, because you could have all your future bills paid and expenses paid, but does that mean you can't add to those expenses and future bills? Like, can you anticipate this happening and be like, well, I buy a new car, I need that paid? If it's just your current situation, I feel like it's not that great of a deal. Even if you are someone who just eats broccoli, rice, and chicken every day. But if you can add to it, I'll press it. But that's just me. That is just me. But that, when I'm saying it, it's like, that is not my current situation. I do not eat broccoli, rice, and chicken every day. I'm not in the gym every day. I'm in the gym 3 times a week. Sometimes at 4, if I really push myself. But let's be honest, 3. And I don't eat chicken, rice, and broccoli every day. probably should eat some more broccoli. That could be beneficial. I do like broccoli. I do rate broccoli, to be fair. But yeah, I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. And I feel like most people wouldn't. I was wrong. 57% of people press that button. Makes sense. It does make sense. Like, if you can add to your future bills, payments, and other expenses, then that does make sense. You can just kind of ignore food for a bit. Well, not for a bit. For the rest of your life. But as long as you eat enough to maintain life, you're fucking quids in, man. Everything like covered, expenses paid for the rest of your life. Does that mean like they calculate how much you would owe over the entirety of your life and just pay it in one lump sum? That's pretty good. That would insinuate though that you can't add to that, in which case it's shit. But yeah, I couldn't do that one. I need taste. Next one, you can smoke weed anytime you want to, but you have to walk to the worst part of town to get it alone. I mean, for me, if I'm getting weed anyway, I already live close to the worst part of town. So this is literally my life. I mean, I've not been stabbed trying to get weed. And I don't know anyone who's been stabbed trying to get weed. I do know people who've been basically mugged getting weed, but with no weapons. Just like threatening of violence, fists and that. When I say I know people, I know one person that's happened to. And they got their weed stolen. That's so guttering, isn't it? You go to buy some fucking devil's lettuce. You get it. You're about to literally get it home, grind that shit up. And then you just get out of nowhere. Give us your weed, mate. Oh, I just paid an extortionate amount for this. Yeah, that is literally already. I'd have to press the button because I already live in the well, I don't live in the worst part of town. That's a lie, but I live very close to the worst part of town. I must say, all for the community spirit and that. And this is probably not. I don't even know if anyone really watches this from where I live, but there's some fucking wrong'uns round here. There is some wrong'uns. Like, there's a shop literally up the road. It's probably about 50 metres up the road. I will just say that you see the most diverse group of crackheads in there you've ever seen. There's a guy the other day who was buying alcohol in there, and he was just fucking... he weren't frothing at the mouth because that'd be lying. He stood at the in the queue waiting to get to the till, right? And he's just going like, he's got like a, I don't know if he had Stella or Carlsberg, I can't remember, one of them. He had like a, I'd say like a 20, not a 24 can, like 12 can pack under his arm. And this side he's got a different brand of beer. Stood there like this, right, in the queue, and just going, I'm like, is he permanently clearing his throat? So you do the normal thing. I was in the queue. I was behind him, and I was like, do you know what? I think I forgot something. I'll go and have a look for it. I didn't. I was just aimlessly walking around, hoping that he'd fucking get served within 30 seconds so I could possibly get the same place back in the queue again. But he didn't. No, unfortunately, the woman in front of him decided that she wanted to suddenly become a connoisseur of tobacco and start going through, oh, what tobacco have you got? Pick a fucking tobacco and stick with it. It's got the same fucking rat poison in it. Smoke it and just fuck off. But yeah, he just stood in the queue. Just, I don't know what he was doing. I couldn't see the front of him. I could only see the back of him. But he was just making I was like, this guy sounds like a moped, and I don't want to be behind one. They're not meant to be in the shop. He may have had something wrong with him, so I might be going a bit too hard in the paint on this guy. But I feel like if he has got something wrong with him and he's buying essentially a 24 pack of can, fucking, I think it was Carlsberg. It might have been both Carlsberg, but one was definitely Carlsberg. I remember the green, seeing the green branding. But yeah, if he's buying 24 cans of beer, and this, what day was this? I think it was like, I think it might have been in the morning, you know. It was in the morning. Yeah, it was in the morning. It was a weekday. It was in the morning. Must have been like maybe 9. Maybe, in that case, it must have been a Thursday. But anyway, it was about 9. And he's buying fucking 24 cans of beer at 9 o'clock in the morning. That is just one of the many, many, many characters you see around this place. There's a guy who is just constantly shouting shit. Now, I think he does genuinely have an issue. I don't know what it is, but it's not like Tourette's. He's not like saying swear words. He's just walking past. But I feel like he's purposely talking on the phone loudly only as he's going past houses in the hope that people hear him inside and like, oh, fucking hell, what's he talking about? It's weird. This place is definitely infected with something, and I feel like it's just a matter of time before I perish or to succumb to the infection. It's not COVID anymore. It's something else. It's mutated. It's awful. And the thing is, I paint this place like it's fucking awful, but it's not. It's not that bad. They're just areas that near where I live that are fucking awful. Like, just aren't good at all. But I don't know why, but that shop up there, I'm not going to name a shop because there are nice people who work in the shop. But I don't want to say like that shop only attracts fucking absolute wrong-uns, but it does. It does. I mean, I go in there. But yeah, it's weird because we've got this is another massive tangent. I hope you're staying with me on this one because I'm barely staying there myself. We've got a petrol station literally about 100 metres down the road. Probably not even that. 50 metres the other way, you've got that shop I was talking about. The clientele of those two places could not be more different. You go to the petrol station on the roundabout, they do charge you extortionate amounts for anything. Like, I bought a bottle of water from there the other day, £2.40. It weren't this one. It weren't a Buxton, but it was the same size. Actually, it might have been a slightly bigger. It might have been like what's this one? 500. I think it was a 750ml, right? This one's 500. £2.40 for a bottle of water. But you don't get spat on. You don't look like, there might be a fight or a stabbing about to occur. You go down the road, that same bottle of water is £1, but do you escape with your life? Those are the risks you take. This is what it's like living in between those two places. That is my life. So I would press the button just because I'm already living that shit. Also, I've just noticed you can smoke weed anytime you want to. You can do that now, but without pressing the button. As long as you've got enough weed. It doesn't tell you that when you press this button, you'll get unlimited weed. I mean, it might be implied, but it's not said. And these things are important. But I'm going to press it anyway because that is my life. 29% of people pressed the button. 71% did not. So that says to me that 71% of the people who pressed or didn't press that button, chose not to, live in very nice areas or consider themselves to live in nice areas. But In actual fact, they probably live in shitholes. That was harsh. There was no need for that, but it is quite late. Next one. You have the power to bring of peace and prosperity for all the world, but all advanced technology will be wiped from Earth. What does it mean by advanced technology? What are we classing as advanced technology nowadays? It's hard, because if they class like, it can't. I wouldn't say gaming's really advanced technology, would it be? Because if it fell into that category, I'd not press that button. But peace and prosperity to who, though? For all the world. I don't know if that really exists, to be honest. I don't know if that's a realistic goal. You got to set goals for yourself, but remember, don't aim too high, because you will be crushed. All advanced technology will be wiped from the earth. I don't think we could press the button on that one, because all the technologies you think that could be made could fight like different, let's go for the low hanging fruit here. Could beat cancer with technology. COVID. There's a lot of things to beat that technology could help us with. But if you bring peace and prosperity to all the world, does that include not having epidemics? Does that include not having viruses and shit? In my mind, it says no, but you could probably argue that if you are strongly in favour of pressing this button. I don't think I'll press the button there. It's quite selfish, I know. It is, because I just want to see what other technology would come about. Is there ever going to be peace? Are we ever all going to be prosperous in this cruel, cruel world? I don't think so. So I'm not pressing that button. Look, controversial. I don't want there to be peace. I like war. I don't. That's harsh. 54% of people did not press that. Well, I am in the ever so slight majority. We are a war-hungry fucking race, aren't we? We are indeed. Right, you understand all emotion. You understand all emotion expressed by anyone, but you can't express your own. That's a fucking awful. That's awful. That's like the most simple fucking straight up no I've ever fucking seen in my life. Well, you can't express anything. That's terrible. Well, why would you ever fucking press that button? Why would you want it? If you can't express your own emotions, why would you give a fuck about anyone else's emotion? That's a straight up no. That's the easiest one we've had so far. That's the shortest fucking segment that you will hear on this podcast about me talking about a question like this. Fuck that off. What the fuck? How did 48% of people press that button? Almost 42,000 people pressed the button that allowed them to understand all emotions expressed by anyone, but not express their own. Are these fucking people NPCs, man? How'd you go through life thinking, yeah, I'd love to understand all emotions, but I don't want to express them. I don't want to express anything. I want to sit there like I've got a lobotomy. I want to dribble out of my fucking mouth for like 55 years of my life. I don't know why they're living for 55 years. I mean, if I showed no emotion, fucking hell, you can kill me off. Oh, even if it's negative emotion, at least you're showing something. You know what I mean? Fuck that. You can read all languages, even hieroglyphics, but you can't speak that language. It's the same fucking thing. But just using language instead of emotion. That don't make any sense, man. Right, you can read all languages, even hieroglyphics, but you can't speak the language. So you just basically can't speak. I suppose you could write shit. So it's probably not exactly the same as the emotion one. But still, that's not a great deal. Like, you couldn't have a podcast. You can't really do a sign language podcast, can you? It's not going to work. Well, it would work if you did the visual one. But then why the fuck would you listen to a podcast if you're deaf? Look, you're learning new things all the time. This is a question that is going to be, if I see the answers that people have or the reaction to it, how I think people might react to it after I ask this, then just know that it is quite late on a Wednesday evening. Not that the day really matters. It's just late in the evening. All right, it's been a long day. Is it possible? I feel fucking stupid asking this because I feel like you just can't do this. But is it possible for blind people to listen to Braille? When I say listen, I mean like people running their finger over it. Would they be able to figure out what's being said by the way that someone runs their finger over Braille? I feel like that's a no, because I don't really know how Braille works. I know it's like a series of like raised dots on a surface or whatever, but you can't really tell which way the person's moving their finger, so you wouldn't really be. It's a stupid question. It really is. I don't know why or how I've come up with that. All I can say is late on Wednesdays. That's all I got. But anyway, this one can fuck off. I'm not pressing the button. I like to speak, and I'm quite happy in the knowledge that, well, I'm not. I'd like to learn some languages, but I want to be able to speak. 67% of people have said that they would rather read and understand languages and even hieroglyphics rather than speak them. 32,500 people. Okay. And remember, this isn't sponsored by Buxton. I don't even think this is Buxton. I think this is just tap water now. But it was Buxton at one point. Stay hydrated, even on a cold November Wednesday night. Oh, this one is actually quite interesting considering my current situation. You can eat whatever you want without gaining weight. That is a big plus. Loving that. But you can only drink water. I think I would take this. And I would probably take this in a heartbeat. One, because I drink pretty much all of my fluid intake is water. Like, I'm drinking tap water, which before I would not even be going there. I'll be putting in like a quarter of a glass cordial just to get the taste of that dirty tap water out of the way. But now all I drink pretty much is just tap water. Don't get me wrong, I preferred bottled still water. I still can't get on board with the fizzy water, man. The carbonated water just ain't the one. I don't know. I've tried Dan's technique of trying like 10 bottles of it. And I say 10 bottles of it. I've got a soda stream at home, so I haven't gone out and bought 10 bottles of fucking carbonated water. But I've made a lot of carbonated water. I can't just do it. I just can't do it on its own. It just doesn't taste nice. It doesn't feel nice. It's just rank. I'm sorry, Dan. I'm sorry. But yeah, my intake of fluids is just water, basically. So I take that in a heartbeat. Plus, if we're getting a bit technical about this, I think there's a way round, because there are certain drinks that are so thick, they're almost food. I'm looking at you. Milkshakes. Like a thick milkshake, you need to eat that, right? You can't drink that. Because If you've got like a really watery milkshake, then yeah, you're drinking it. But if there's any slight amount of, like, do you bite your teeth down at all when you're eating or drinking a thick milkshake? I do. I'm not saying like I'd go to chew through the ice cream, because that's just stupid, all right? But a little bit of mastication in the mouth. Do you know what I mean? Just like pure vanilla. Everyone, I don't know if anyone will understand that reference, but yeah. So there are certain drinks that you kind of eat and drink at the same time. So there might be a bit of wiggle room there. That might be a bit of a cheat code if you definitely want to drink something else. But at the same time, Dr. Pepper is banging. Pepsi Max is banging. And I'd have to give those up. Side note, still technically rated. Now, I got the SodaStream, not sponsored. But there's been a couple of times where I forgot to carbonate the water. Because the way you got to do it is fill the plastic bottle up with water, then you put it in the SodaStream, press the gas button. It sounds a lot worse than it actually is. Press the gas button, then take the bottle out, and then you put the syrup in it for like whatever you're having. Mostly I have Pepsi. And then you like turn it upside down, give it a small, don't start shaking it like a madman, because then you're just asking for trouble. And that's how you make it. There's been a couple of times where I've forgot to carbonate the water and just put the Pepsi syrup straight in. And I don't know what physics, I don't understand how this is work, I don't understand the chemistry of why this happens, but you cannot do it that way and then carbonate the water, because it just doesn't work. It doesn't work. Whether it's because the syrup is heavy, I don't know. I'm not going to even go down that route because it sounds stupid. But you cannot put the syrup in the still water and then try and carbonate it. It just doesn't work. You have to put the water in the bottle, then carbonate it, then put the syrup in. And it works. I don't understand why. Anyone that has any knowledge of science or chemistry, brilliant. Just tell me why that happens. But yeah, I'd have to give them up in this scenario. But you could eat whatever you wanted, man. There's so much shit I'd love to eat on the daily, but I can't do it to myself when I'm killing myself in the gym. I just feel like that's like, I don't hate myself that much. But yeah, I'm not going to do it. No, I am going to do it. What a twat. Fuck, I am going to do it. How much conviction do you need? I'm doing it. A lot of people press that button. 65%. 56,000 people press that button. 35% of people, almost 30,000, said no. Tap water is disgusting. Well, to be fair, I even say tap water. It says drink water, so you could have still water, like bottled water, which I'd be absolutely fine with, obviously, because I pressed the button. Next one. Oh, this could be interesting. You are God, but you cannot interfere with human events. I feel like if you're God, and I mean this, like, for any of you like religious folk out there, if you were God, why in the living fuck would you give a shit about humans? I wouldn't. I was like going off doing God shit. Like fucking cool God shit. Like making other worlds and that. Experimenting with other races. Other species. I don't know if that's ever explored in the holy books across the world. Should be. It's a great revenue stream. You've had the Bible 1, New and Old Testament. What about the Bible 2, where the lizards and reptilians are the elites? Well, they already are. But yeah, if you had godlike powers that come with being God, I just wouldn't give a fuck about humans. That'd be not even an afterthought. I'd be like, you know when you like discard chewing gum and you've got no bin? Do you give a fuck where that chewing gum goes? So, you just lob it in a bush. That is literally what I would think of the human race if I was God. So, well, because you're God, you can't interfere with human events. All right, mate. You are literally a 10-minute-old piece of hubba bubba to me. I don't give a fuck. Yeah. So I'd press that button. I'd press it. I'm fucking doing it. 56% of people did that. There you go. I'm in the 56. I'm there in the trenches, man. I don't want to say that so much there in the trenches. Because as God, you're really not in the trench that much, really, are you? I mean, you're literally all-powerful, all-seeing, the creator of worlds and humans, unfortunately. Next one. Okay. You can freeze time at will. You age twice as fast when it is stopped. Right. It did. I must admit that it's quite late on a Wednesday night that I'm recording this. I must admit it did take me a couple of seconds to even fully realise what it said, even though I read it out. You can freeze time at will, but you age twice as fast when it's stopped. So when the time stopped, you age twice as fast. So it'd have to be something that you want to do pretty fucking stat, you know, like pickpocket. Like that film, is it Click, where you can rewind or fast forward time? I can't remember. It's an Adam Sandler film. I'm sure it's called Click. He's got that remote. Just imagine, just literally about to walk up to the person to pickpocket him. Pause. Unpause. Absolute criminal. So if you're using it quite sparingly, this is useful. Very useful. But if you pause in time to do something that uses a lot of time or takes a lot of time to do, I feel like it's not a good venture for you. I feel like it's probably I don't even know what I'm about to say. I'm basically saying it's not going to be worth your time, literally. Because if you freeze time to do something quicker, but you age twice as fast whilst the time is frozen, what's the point? Doesn't make sense. Like I say, you're going to have to use this one in short bursts just to not get caught doing something. You know, freeze time, jaywalk. Freeze time, run a red light. Unfreeze time. Cops are like, whoa, did that guy just time shift? That's the only explanation. Otherwise, this is just the most pointless thing ever. It doesn't make any sense whatsoever. It's not really a good question, really, is it? I had a massive amount of good ones today, to be honest. Normally they're better than this. You know, whoever the authors are who make these questions, go fuck yourself. You can freeze time at will. I don't think I would do that. I just don't see enough scenarios where that will be worthwhile. Like I say, it's going to have to be something you do immediately, like at least within the same couple of days at most. At most. Because if it's something you're going to be doing every few days, you're going to be almost taking a third of your life expectancy. Not life expectancy, but a third of your life is going to be wasted on aging twice as fast. Not pressing it. Interestingly enough, 54% of people pressed that button. Did they understand the assignment? Have I understood the assignment? Maybe I've completely got the wrong end of the stick here. You age twice as fast when it stops. Nah, I've got the right end of the stick. Right, you freeze time for a year, you age 2 years when it's, stopped. That makes sense. Somewhere. Fuck off. Right, you become the smartest man in the world. Bit sexist. There are women who play this game. Anyway, but you are confined to a wheelchair and have to type and talk in a robot voice forever. I don't know why this question seems to be specifically attacking Stephen Hawking, but if all you care about is being smart, push the button, I guess. I couldn't personally do it. I wouldn't want to be confined to a wheelchair, and I wouldn't want to have to type and talk in a robot voice. Talking in the robot voice is not really the part that I'm not really wanting to do. It's the type. I hate typing, man. I hate it. Especially when you, like, imagine you make a mistake when you're typing in the text to the robot voice. And you have to, you'll have to, like, put an asterisk, and then the fucking robot will say asterisk. It's just a nightmare. Like, if you misspell something, you have to put another sentence in saying, sorry, I spelled that wrong. I actually meant this. And it's just an effort. It's just an effort. So fuck that off. Who cares about being smart? Actually, it would be pretty cool to be smart. But I'm not pressing it. 65% of people did not press that button. I agree. I fully agree. I don't know why you would push it. Unless, like I said, all you cared about was being smart, fine. But yeah, not for me. Not for me. Right. TikTok is gone, but Reddit is too. The problem with this one is you can get rid of one of them. Well, no, in this scenario you get rid of both of them. But as soon as you get rid of one thing, another thing just pops up anyway. So, is this meaning that TikTok as a creation was never invented? Or does it just mean that it's deleted and another app just takes its place? Because that's what happened with both of them, to be honest. Reddit is, in my opinion, far superior, but TikTok is what it is. A lot of people use TikTok. I don't know. I just don't like TikTok, so I'd have to get rid of it. But then Reddit's gone too. But then I don't really use Reddit at all. Honestly, the only time I ever use Reddit is to get stories for the podcast and do Am I the Arsehole episodes. So that can fuck off too, pretty much. Yeah, fuck it. I'm pressing that button. Sorry. I don't know why I'm sorry. 49% of people pressed it. 51 did not. TikTok and Reddit are in high demand there, I guess. 1% difference. Okay, you become an expert at maths, but you forget how to speak English. That's really not too bad. Because if you aren't English and you never learned, you never forgot. That's some smart shit right there. That's some smart shit. It's almost like I should be in a wheelchair constantly and have to type to talk in a robot voice. Don't know. But yeah, if you aren't English, it's not a big deal. It's really not. If you are English and you only know English, then it could be quite a big deal. But yeah, I won't press that one. I just I like speaking English. There are plenty of other languages that I'd like to speak, but it's the only one I can speak, and I don't even have a full grasp of the English language, so let's not try and even bother moving on to another one yet. 39% of people pressed the button. 39%. 61% did not. So I was in the latter there. Seemed like a lot of people agree with me. Vindicates me. It stokes the ego. I'm correct. Everyone else is wrong. Yes, my luge. You have a nice house, good car, and loads of money, but you're on the Jersey Shore for the rest of your life. Now, does it mean the Jersey Shore is in like the TV program? Or is Jersey Shore a place? It sounds like it is. I'm sure it is. In which case, you just take the fucking deal. It doesn't say you're on the Jersey Shore for the rest of like every day of your life. It just means like maybe you have to make like a season a year or 2 seasons a year. It's not that fucking bad, is it? Got all that fucking money. Good car. Nice Honda Civic. You know what I mean? Something reliable. You got a nice house as well. I think I'd press the button. Also, I don't really know. I mean, I know what Jersey Shore is, but I've never actually seen it, so I might change my mind if I actually end up watching an episode, which I might have to do. Actually, no, I know why I said that. I don't have to do it. I'm my own man. I don't give a fuck. I don't really care about Jersey Shore. The only thing I was interested in or intrigued by was how bad it is just for this question, to answer this question as accurately as possible. But I think I'll just press the button because that was my initial response. 54% did not press the button. So I'm not in the majority of that one. Oh, this sounds okay. You'll be rich, sexy, and famous, but you will have genitals of the opposite gender. I feel this one is great if you feel like you might be in the wrong body. This is definitely up your street. Definitely a win-win. No, I just want women. I respect the shit out of you. I really do. But my fucking God, I don't want to be you. I really don't. Like, I love the fact that I'm male. It's not like women are shit thing. I just like look at some of the things that women go through biologically. I'm like, no. I'm good. I'm good. You know? Childbirth, enough. Nah. What do you mean they shit themselves in childbirth? Nah. I understand it's a natural thing, and it happens to a lot of women, but that is just a straight fucking no. If I wanted to set up in a room and shit myself in front of company, I'd start an OnlyFans. But that's not what I want to do. That's not what I want. Nah. I understand I've picked probably the most extreme. I mean, it's not that women have it all bad. I'm just saying that is, childbirth is not great for the female body. And to be honest, like, there are other stuff as well. But that's just the first thing that popped into my head. Like squeezing another fucking human from between your legs. Don't know about you, but as a bloke, I'm quite happy that I haven't got a kid stretching my penis. That sounds horrifically bad. I will need to give context heavily to this. I feel good that there won't be a child being squeezed out of my urethra. Because that is I suppose I could squeeze it out of your ass, but, placement-wise, it's the same as, the female genitalia. So, you know what I mean? I'm just digging myself a deeper hole here. So I wouldn't be able to pick, but then you would be rich and sexy and famous, No, do not corrupt yourself, Loz. Don't do it. I told you I'd speak in the third person again. I would not. 50. That is the most 50-50. Oh, it's not even that close, really. 46,707 people said they would press button. 47,085 said they wouldn't. Says 50-50. Not exactly. But, yeah. So, quite a mixed bag on that one. Mixed bag of balls. It's late, right? Fuck's sake. I don't even know what I'm fucking saying anymore. I'm going actual getting delirious now. You get to have wings made of wax. This is going to be shit. But if you fly too close to the sun, they melt. Is there a way to fuck this off? No, I'm not even fucking. 69% of people said they would. Why the fuck would you want wings made of wax? Wax isn't even fucking like wax just like fucking folds, man. It like you put any pressure on wax, it just breaks apart. You're not flying very far with it, are you? Let's be honest. And if you fly too close to the sun, they melt. It melts in fucking sunlight. Nah, don't even get nah. I'm not even fucking starting that one. You find the one person that's meant for you, but your favourite game or game series no longer exists. That's fucking awful. I'm just thinking, like, I actually got sad. I actually just got a bit sad thinking that, oh, that's such a great idea. You find the person that's meant for you, you know, literally 2 peas in a pod. I wasn't even intended that. I wasn't even intended that pun. 2 peas in a pod. You know, you match brilliantly. But for me, losing Fallout as a franchise would be like, oh. And knowing that I'd lost it as well. Not like it never existed, just knowing that it no longer exists from here on in. There'll be no future games, no TV shows, no extended lore. There'll be no fucking extension on the franchise. That'd just be a sad time. So I don't know if that's worth it. But then you do get true love and like all that shit. Do you know what I mean? No, games are better. That's very harsh. That is harsh. But I do feel like that would make me incredibly sad. And probably make me resent the person who I'm meant for, to be honest. And that's just not a good time. 52% of people did choose to find the person that's meant for them. But then their favourite video game or game series no longer exists. That's horrible. I don't even want to think about it. It's making me sad. Don't like it. We'll do a couple more. You can cure any person of any disease, but you would have to personally suffer the symptoms of that disease for the rest of your life. That's a rough one. That is rough, innit? You can cure any person of any disease. You would personally have to suffer the symptoms of that disease for the rest of your life. Okay, like there's a bit of a technicality on this one. So say you've got a terminal disease or illness, right, that you can cure someone of, but the symptoms aren't like incredibly bad. They're not incredibly bad. It doesn't say you're going to die of the disease. It just says you have to suffer the symptoms of the disease. Are we getting technical here? Is this kind of a cheat code? What are we saying? Don't know. You can cure any person of any disease, but you would have to personally suffer the symptoms of that disease for the rest of your life. I mean, I don't like the idea of having to suffer symptoms of a disease for someone else. It's a pretty shit deal, isn't it, really? But then, you know, you can cure any person. It could be multiple people. So, you know, say your entire friend group got the same disease or different diseases, and you could cure them. Would you do it? But then you'd have to suffer the symptoms. Oh, that's fucking horrible. Thinking about it. Maybe you had someone with like, let's say you got like 5 friends. They've all got diseases, all different ones. So you cure them of those diseases, but then you have to suffer the 5 lots of symptoms of their diseases. That, however selfless you want to try and be, that has got to be a no. I'm sorry, I will not. I didn't click on it properly. I will not. 37% of people said they'd press that button. I commend them, people. That's some heroic shit. It's a bit, you know, might be being a bit of an attention whore, but you know, some people just aren't cut out for that shit. Some people are. Next one, we'll make this the last one. God, this is a fucking long one, isn't it? You are known as a hero of the Commonwealth for leaking all of your government's dirty secrets to the public. But you are forever hunted down by that same government, and moving to another country will not protect you. I don't know about this one. Depends. And we always get into technicalities on this, don't we? Depends how organised and how, like, what's the word? How organised and how structured the government is. Like, if they got like a special branch of like the FBI just hunting you down everywhere you go, and it says no country, even after moving to another country, will not protect you. That doesn't sound like a good deal. Again, it's a heroic thing, obviously. It says it in the actual question itself, you are a hero of the Commonwealth for leaking all of your government's dirty secrets to the public. But you are forever hunted down by that same government, and moving to another country will not protect you. Also, what about if that government gets like toppled, overthrown? Are you going to get off scot-free? I'd probably say not, because the government that comes in after them are probably worse. Just, I don't know. Also, it says Commonwealth. Like, does that mean like what we refer to as the Commonwealth? Because that's quite a big area, and I don't even know what countries are in the Commonwealth anymore. Or is it talking about something else? Is it talking about a franchise? Like, I know there's a Commonwealth in Fallout. The Fallout universe has got a Commonwealth in it. But it doesn't make sense for it to be. I don't know, maybe it does. That's it. That's the insight you're getting on a podcast like this late at night. Is, do I think it makes sense? Maybe not. Maybe I do. That is the level you're getting. Honestly. Also, if you are interested, you can become a member of the channel. Probably not the best time to plug this, but I'm going to do it. $4.99 gets you bi-weekly exclusive podcasts. They're about 30, 40 minutes each. Some of them, I think I have gone for an hour before on one. But if you like this podcast, you will like the content I make for the members. So yeah, $4.99. There should be a button somewhere around this video if you can find it. I think it says join. Yeah. So join a membership of this channel. $4.99. You get exclusive VIP podcasts, and also I do promise I will finish Prey. I'm playing through, or I was playing through Prey before Starfield come out. Yeah, I will finish that. I will finish that. I've got to. Can't be fucking starting that game and not finishing it. But yeah, this question I can't be fucked with, going to be honest. I'm just going to press I will not. And then we'll make this one, the next one, the last one. Ooh, it's not good, is it? You meet your soulmate, but that person's the same gender as you. Easy. This one is easy. I am not homosexual, so I will have to give up the soulmate. It's got to happen. It's got to happen. I'm just not attracted to men. My life would be so much easier if it was. But I'm not. I mean, I'm quite disgusted by myself sometimes. So how could I love another man like that? Do you know what I mean? But more power to you if you can. More power to you. I wonder how many people actually pressed the button on this one. I nearly pressed the button. I nearly got coaxed into pressing the button through my own fucking stupidity. I will not. It's pretty fucking close. 52% to 48%. So 52% would press the button. And then 48% said they would not. I feel that is I don't know. You got some people who obviously are bisexual, so that the person being the same gender as you might not really affect them that much. Might not give a fuck about that. But yeah, I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. Like I said, my life would probably be so much easier. I can't do it. Can't be done. Anyway, that's enough of will you press the button. I don't know how many times you pressed the button. I think it might have been like 3 or 4 times. Weren't a lot. Most of them I chose not to, because some of them just no. What's the point? But anyway, thank you everyone for watching and listening to this episode. Like I said, I do apologise. It's not a full, we're not a full capacity this week with Dan and Jordan, but I thought it was best to do a podcast, record an episode, and then get it out usual time rather than have to wait after the usual time to record one, or try and do the live version at 11 o'clock and then have to be disturbed or have to stop because we're being disturbed by the workmen outside. I just feel like this was the smoother way of doing it. But next week we'll be back to full strength. We'll be probably not doing the press the button episode because I'll have a bit more time to plan it. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. We'll be back to full strength next week, hopefully. Well, actually, we'll be. There's no reason why we can't be, unless everyone's gone on holiday that I don't know about. But yeah, next week. So that is a good point, actually. Shit, I'm not going on holiday because I ain't got any holiday book, but I'm pretty sure Jordan's going on holiday or going on a stag do soon. So yeah, I don't think it's next week. I think it might be the week after. But yeah, I'm sure we'll find that out. Yeah, thank you for joining me. Hope you enjoyed. Hope you have a good day, whatever you're doing and wherever you are. And we'll see you in the next one, Up the APMA. See you later. Bye-bye for now.